And a good Monday afternoon, everyone. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. We're looking at a large area of higher pressure that's been giving us some pretty fabulous weather and above normal temperatures. It looks like we're going to see a little bit of a kind of a dent in that with this weather system that's kind of in the process of falling apart. It's pretty weak now, but it is spreading some higher and mid-level clouds, and that's starting to knock the sunshine down in a few spots. But that's going to be the case as more clouds will start to stream in from the south and west. Looking at temperatures, it's also phenomenally warmer than normal as well. We're seeing those temperatures make a pretty good rise. And dew point temperatures are pretty dry currently right now. They might get a little bit more moist, but not terribly so. The overall trends are we're looking at reinforcing area of higher pressure that's going to be building into the region. We're going to see some pretty long stretches here of good project weather. In fact, that starts Tuesday. We're looking at pretty decent dry weather currently here on this Monday afternoon, so no worries. But we will see a little bit of sprinkles that's associated with this weather system begin to push on in, and that's going to linger off and on with a few sprinkles, and we're talking about minimal amounts of precipitation, just a little bit of precipitation, 100th here, 100th there. But the second dry stretch that's going to be moving on in will start basically after Tuesday evening, and we're going to go into the day on Wednesday as well as Thursday, Friday. It looks like into Saturday, and probably beyond into Sunday. And along with that, we'll see temperatures that'll be well above average in temperature. In fact, not quite 70s, but boy, we're going to be in that sort of 65 to 70 degree mode by the end or a little bit beyond this outlook period. Let's check the computer modeling world. Left-hand side, we have the European model. Right-hand side, we have the GEM, or the Canadian model, regional model. And you can see a little bit of precipitation working in from the Ohio Valley, and this is what we're counting on here, but it's coming in little bits and pieces, running into that leftover ridge of higher pressure and a lot of drier air, so it's melting away as it does. Now, eventually, this is going to get in here a little bit more broadly. But this is in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. It looks like the last of the sprinkles or any kind of a sprinkle threat is going to work on out. And then we start to build this area of higher pressure, kind of an elongated ridge sort of beast here. And then that sets us up, look at this, for incredible weather. Thursday, 1031 hectopascal high pressure center, and then it drifts a little bit to the south. It'll open the door eventually for this sort of stringy frontal boundary here. And nope. Up in Canada, at that point in time, it finally does cool off, and we're talking to the 5th of November here. Just to run it a little bit more beyond the period, you can see this reinforcing area of higher pressure still in control, and we have a more potent weather system, and this could be a gradient wind issue with out of the west on the back side of the system, and I'll just run that right here. And that would be along the 9th, way, way around the corner. Looking at the GFS center grid on Montpelier, this is the ensemble. Of course, these are our little bits and pieces of sprinkles, basically after 0Z tonight in the evening hours. A little bit of an uptick during the afternoon tomorrow. And then we dry it out. We have several days of dry weather. This is our next bit of precipitation along our range. This is what the QPF looks like. It's not very much. Again, we're talking about less than 1/10 of an inch for many days to come, so well below normal, well below average in rainfall continues. This outlook period, no issues for snow. This is the 0 degree centigrade isotherm here, and anything below that would be snow, colder, minus temperatures. Above that, it's going to stay, so we're looking at all precipitation, and as you can see, the precipitation type, really no issues. I would call attention, though, I'm just going to go back to very late in the period here, 850 temperature, you see a big drop off, and some of the plumes here are indicating a pretty good fall, and there is some indication that that could be when our weather is starting to change around the 9th or something a little bit beyond that, the 9th, 8th, 9th, somewhere in that vicinity. This is way around the corner. QPF, looking at the next 7 days of total precipitation, about 100th. And just really sprinkles. We may not even achieve 100th. And this is the 2500th of inch line, half-inch line really here in the green here. This is going to be the main storm track up through the Looks like coming in ashore from the western Gulf. In fact, there's some tropical moisture. And then it shoots inland, shoots north up through the plains. Probably areas of severe weather will continue, and interesting weather will get closer, more northerly, of course, in Canada. And looking at the 2-meter temperature anomaly, you can see coast to coast, we're above normal. Pretty amazing. The real cold stuff is up here in the Canadian archipelago. It's even warm over Greenland, and kind of mixed geopotential heights up in the northern tier region. So no real stratospheric warming indicated, and stuff we'll be watching in the future for any sudden stratospheric warming events that may cause much colder than normal weather to push into the region. Don't see any of that going on right now. Meteorological output statistics, we're running anywhere from 12 to 15 degrees above normal over the next 5 days of higher temperatures, and then 3 days later, 3 to 7 days from the Weather Prediction Center, indicating somewhere around 18 degrees above normal, 15 to 18, somewhere in that area. You start to see some inroads here and some of the colder air coming in from the west. And we have a late season tropical storm Lisa as of 11 a.m. earlier, and this Lisa is basically going to take a track toward Belize and add a lot of heavier rain. It does not look like it's going to be a big, strong tropical storm, but it's going to add a lot more flooding to those areas there in Central America. Looking at tropical cyclone activity, here's the European ensemble. This is Lisa, and so this is the Lisa track here. All right, toward Belize, Guatemala, Honduras. But notice the winds aren't particularly strong. We're looking at tropical storm force winds over a short period here, at least indicated by the ensemble model of the European. And a look back at our local area around Vermont and northern New England. You can see the clouds on the increase to the south and west. They're kind of melting away again as they move north and east and encounter this ridge of higher pressure. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.